Hi guys, if it's Tuesday and it's pouring rain, it's down and dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Hi guys, it's Blackie. Sorry for doing this indoors, but you may be able to hear we got one heck of a thunderstorm rolling over us, and it caught me kind of flat-footed. I intended to do this video earlier today, but it's about 10 o'clock at night now, and it has been storming, so got to do it before I go to work tomorrow. First off, let me say thank you very much to one of my subscribers, and that is Mr. Rob Anderson, I believe that's correct, who sent me a knife. Now this is a Rough Rider knife, one of their slip joints in this pruning style design, which, to be honest guys, it's like a Mongotoggin to me. I use it like that as a draw knife. That's what I've used this style for, and I will put this to use. It's really good for bow making and stuff, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But thank you very much, sir, for sending that to me. Wow. My second shout out is I've got a good friend, shaking the Raptors. I've got a good friend named Matt Mercer who runs Black Hat Bushcraft, and I would like my followers, you do me a favor and go over on YouTube and look at his channel. That's Black Hat Bushcraft. He and I are friends, and he does a lot of great content, and I'd like to give him a little shout out because I'd really like to see his subscriber count go up. He's got really good content, so do me a favor, go over there and take a look. Next, today's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. What are we going to talk about? Well, this trick I learned from two different people at two different times. The first time was from an old black gentleman who was a very poor farmer, and he spent a lot of time in the field trying to grow his crops. And he didn't have a lot of time to get out and hunt. So he had to focus his hunt time down to like a knife edge. He's only going to have a couple hours here or there. So he needed to know where the game was. And this trick he used to show on a game trail what kind of game we're using that trail was, thought I heard the tornado siren for a second, was a simple trick of using sewing thread. Now this is just plain, cheap cotton sewing thread. This happens to be in blue. But he would take that sewing thread and he would find, like my little diagram up here shows, he would find a game trail that had a bottleneck, something that they had to come through right here. And he would take that thread and tie it between two bushes or two trees at given heights to indicate the game animal that was coming through. So, if he tied it a mere 6 inches off the ground, that was small game, rabbits, coons, things like that. Something big may trip it or may go right over it. Okay? If he put it up about, say 18 inches off the ground, that would indicate a larger animal, okay, like a coyote or something like that. If he put it about 36 inches off the ground, that was deer. If he put it about 40 inches off the ground, about 45 inches off the ground, a doe would walk under it, but the rack of a buck would hang it. So at about 45 inches up, the only thing that was going to hang it in his woods was either a cow or a buck, nothing else. Now, why use cheap cotton thread? It breaks so easily, and that's the point. He would string it at different locations in different areas, and then come back and check on the thread and see if it was broken. A deer or some other animal doesn't even hesitate walking right into it. It just pops whenever they touch it, and therefore it will indicate the relative size of the creature. Now, I said I learned this trick a second time, and that second time was off a Vietnam veteran who used to use black thread or a OD green cotton thread, and they'd put it across trails that the enemy were using. Then he'd hang a leaf on it or something you could see at a distance. He'd run a thread through it and hang a leaf. Why? So that when the enemy walked through at night, they were always bumping into vines and stuff. They didn't even pay attention. They'd break it. Little distance he could look could see, but he hung it how high up? About 40 inches. So it hit about in the middle of the chest, somewhere along there. About 40 to 45 inches off the ground. About here. And these small stature guys, would come up and go and bump it and break it. So he could look and tell that that was what was going on the trail. Had somebody been up and down that trail or not. They would also put caches, and he would ring every access way into that with threads, tie between trees. So they'd break it. So when they came back, they'd check them threads and know if anybody had been in there. Little tricks make your life easier. So I hope this gives you an idea, guys. Try the idea of using thread to mark trails to find out if there is a game animal that you want coming through. Okay? And if so, have that mark it. Also, like I said, please go by and check out my friend Matt Mercer's channel. That's Black Hat Bushcraft on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Tell him that Blackie sent you. Thank you very much. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.